My name is Claire Roger, and I'm a filmmaker for Mission to the World. I recently got to catch up with Jason and Gizaw in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Jason and his family are missionaries there, and Gizaw is one of MTW's national partners. Jason and Gizaw work with Ethiopia ACT, and they, along with 4 other Ethiopian brothers, lead Grace of the Messiah church plant in the Suki neighborhood of Addis Ababa.
I was listening to a podcast Timothy Keller was speaking on, and he made the comment that, after coronavirus, basically every church is going to have to be replanted. We don't really know what a church will look like, how many people will come back, how many people won't, what programs will continue, what programs have been disrupted. Many of the people in our church plant are affected by HIV/AIDS or other chronic health issues. And so because our congregation was especially vulnerable, we wanted to err on the cautious side and didn't want to put them at risk. We actually decided to suspend our church gatherings the day before the government declared its state of emergency. But yeah, we don't have a lot of the technology workarounds that we might use in other places. So our congregation, who are mostly coming from lower income neighborhoods, that's really not an option for them. And so we've been able to make phone calls. We call regularly the people in our churches, checking in with them, trying through word of mouth, make sure people are doing okay, find out what their situations are, pray and encourage, people over the phone. And that's what we've been able to do so far. But it's been hard. It's been now two months since we've gathered, not only in person, but even virtually. We have not been able to gather in any way with our church for now 2 months. So that is hard. And it's a loss for us. It's a loss for them.
To reach and to minister this kind of community is very hard. They couldn't read and write, and it is hard for them to understand what the scriptures said. They need someone who try to explain at their own level. So I need my fellow brothers and sisters in the U.S. to pray for us, that the Lord could give us very clear wisdom how to reach and help them to stand in their faith.
What would you say you see God doing in the midst of this particular kind of suffering that your members are experiencing?
God is using this pandemic to meet individual person one-to-one with Him. It is a time for God to filter out who is really a follower of Him in his personal life.
Not only in Ethiopia, but in many parts of the world, people's lives quite literally are from day to day, and they're working day jobs that get them a little bit of money that provide the food that they need for that day or the next day. It's not simply just sitting at home. It's wondering where your food for that day is going to come from. The Compassion Fund that MTW runs, I think, is something that's ongoing and that they've been able to activate for various different natural disasters or, significant situations around the world where immediate relief and help is needed. And obviously, with the spread of coronavirus, there are many, many places in the world where, people are in a lot of need because of shutdowns of different levels in different countries. And we presented a budget and a proposal basically to provide funds that would enable food support or basic supplies for people where we've identified a significant need financially. We'll be providing a basic food support package that helps get them through the upcoming weeks.
So that Compassion Fund, that is an ongoing need, and it goes directly to your church plant and to the physical needs that people have directly connected to you in the midst of the pandemic.
That's right. We as a local church plant are able to apply directly for that funding, and they're able to transfer it to us so that we have direct access to those funds to get them to the people and the places where it's needed the most. In our case, food, because that's the reality of the need. People need to eat now, and with limited, work opportunities, again, pastors who aren't being paid because of lack of church gatherings. It's good to be able to do something practical and immediate when there's such a significant situation affecting the whole world.
I really appreciate for those who are stretching their hands in this difficult time. By doing this again and again will give us chance to serve many people in need in that neighborhood as well.
In some sense, the entire world is going to be replanting every church all at once. And so we feel that, what will our church look like when we're finally able to gather again? We hope and pray that by staying connected to people by the phone, that they will come back and we'll be able to regather and reform our worship together. But there's always that uncertainty that we just have to trust the Lord with.